Just an instant. That is, on 1st March 1954, during the second visit of Baba to Andhra, he held a meeting on that night. About 60 persons, 60 lovers gathered there. He held the meeting because there were several conflicting reports about the work of the KDRM in Andhra. Then Baba said, he began to question, you all come out, what are your grievances, he said. Some people were telling this side, that side, supporting their cause. And they asked me, Baba straightly pointing out to me, I said, Narayanarao, you tell me what is all this? Do you know anything? I think you tell me your opinion, he asked me. I told him, Baba, as a government servant, we will come across several of these conflicts. One is implicating the other or accusing the other and so on. There is not much difference in any of the work which these people are doing. Everyone is doing Baba's work out of love, but the only thing is there is that selfishness, there is that ego coming, projecting itself out in the work. So much so everybody wants to be as close as possible to you. That is the only thing, Baba. There is nothing to be serious about it, I said. Then he said like this, all right, I will dissolve KDRM. There is no use of having this KDRM. Now each one of you is my own Mandali. Then one gentleman, Kata Subbara, one lover, he said, Baba, why should we all suffer? Why do you dissolve KDRM? Why should we all suffer on account of the faults of others? Then Baba said, what? Why do you know that you have no fault at all? No faults at all with you? No, I have already ordered this KDRM must be dissolved. And everyone is my Mandali. If anyone were to correspond, let them correspond with Adi. Adi will give instructions. But mind, Adi is not Baba. What he tells is not Baba's version. So he closed that meeting. That whole night we were keeping awake. He gave us in his own hands tea and some pill to keep us awake. That is, he did twice. And the meeting terminated at about 3:30 a.m. on that day. That's one unique experience we had. Then he asked us all to go and sleep. We all went. But when we came out again after 1 hour, Baba was playing with children. About 5 o'clock, he was throwing these apples, playing with children. So we thought, what is God incarnate? God-man has come over here amidst us. He's so very wonderful. We were all tired, but he was not at all tired. He was playing with the children. That was a very nice experience we had at the time. That was at Gurukulam in Rajamandri, Gurukulam garden, where he was resting that night. Yes. When Baba, in the second Andhra tour, he ordered that no one should touch his feet. That was the general order. But while resting at Gurukulam, one boy came to him and while taking the prasad, he wanted to touch his feet. Then Baba said, no, he gestured him like this, you see. Then no, unless that is given, I won't take the fruit, he said. Then Baba said, after 3 or 4 times, he allowed him to do it. The boy, after 3 or 4 times, he allowed him to do it. The boy, as soon as touched it, he fell flat. A shock he has got. He fell flat, he had a shock. Then he was taken to some other place, you see, and after some time, you see, he came out. That is one of the very good instances when Baba says a thing, we should implicitly obey, whether good or bad. That is. Yes, Baba said that no one should touch his feet. That was his command. That was generally observed by everyone. But the boy who went to him, he didn't receive the prasad, saying that unless you allow me to touch your feet, I won't receive the prasad. Baba told him, no, it's wrong. But somehow, then he kept quiet. This boy touched the feet. As soon as he touched the feet, he had a shock and fell down. Immediately, he was taken away, and after some time, you see, he was all right. So, that is, we learn from whatever Baba says, that's a command. We must implicitly obey him. Otherwise, there will be some reaction. That was the experience which I also had on several occasions. I learned lessons from it. Another instance which I could recall is, Baba said, early in the morning, at 7 o'clock, everyone should be present here. because you see, we do not know, you will give some message or some such thing. At that time, my superior officer, the collector, was camping there, who was very anxious to see Baba. So I thought, by the time Baba sits there, by 7 o'clock I can bring him from the travelers bungalow at Rajahmundry. When I went there, by the time we were coming back, the railway gate was closed. The car was standing other side, you see. I could not come in time. Even the collector, somebody said, I was very busy, I will just come afterwards, he said. So much so I had to return without the collector himself. By that time, Baba finished the ceremony, entire thing there, touching, I think we hugged, all the members, all the lovers there, embraced. He embraced all the lovers there. And by the time that function is over, I came. He asked me, where have you gone? Where have you gone, he asked me. Then I said, Baba, this is the position, this is the true fact. All right, let Ganapatirao come here. You tell Narayanarao here what all happened. I excuse you, all right, you get the benefit now. Because you see, in my presence, I made Ganapatirao tell you all these things. Then he embraced me and allowed me to go. So, that is another instance for me, another lesson for me in my life to learn that what Baba says, we must implicitly obey. And what he says is a divine truth. And truth cannot be overlooked at any time. He said, so early in the morning when you rise up, think of me. Then go to your duties. Then again at noon, think of me. Again in the evening, think of me like that. That's enough. That's how you should keep contact with me, and I will be your constant companion. And he used to say constantly, don't worry, be happy. Because by the time you worry yourself, the thing about which you are worrying will pass away and only worry remains. So he used to say, don't worry, be happy, love me. That is the greatest thing he was telling us and stressing us every time. Then of course, the years between 1953 and 57 were years of stress and strain for me in several ways. When I used to think of Baba, sometimes I could not think of him. It was all blank. Great agony was there. Then like that you see, everything was in a puzzle. No coordination in any field, in any activity. Like that it went on for some years. Then one time, I was laid up with cellulitis in the face. It was so dangerous. I thought in one night I would croak. I never allowed my family to know anything of my feelings. Then suddenly I had just a sort of sleep, just a sort of winking like that. Suddenly Baba appeared there. He was standing there. They say I opened my eyes, he was not there. Then afterwards I slept for a few hours. Early morning the doctor comes and says, oh, you are quite all right, you are improving, he said. What is this? What is improvement? Somehow I also felt light. After 6 days, everything was normal. Baba sends a telegram. Yurich, of course, Yurich said, Baba wants to know how you are, all of you. His love to you. He sends his love to you. That's how it happened. So, these experiences made me realize that I have to take both good and bad in equal hands. That's how my mind, within 4 or 5 years, you see, got settled to that decision. That's how I felt at that time. Now, another thing is, you are a government servant, you have come here, have you applied for casual leave? Yes, Baba, I applied for casual leave and come. What is that you have written there? I have got a meeting to be conducted where Meher Baba is presiding, and so on and so forth. No, that's right. See, as a government servant, I am telling you, be honest 10%. Be honest 10%. I shall help you. Similarly, there were days when I was down, about to croak, and afterwards there were days where I was taken to the Indian Administrative Service, which I never dreamt in my life. So much my career and attachment with Baba. Ever since you see, I always think of him and I try to remember him. Baba says, don't worry, because whatever happens in this world is all illusion. Don't get attached to it. See, look behind it. There I am. You catch that spirit. You catch that spirit.
That will be always there. So that is the only way how you could take